last week, there were all these tweets coming from Amazon's official Twitter account that were incredibly combative against progressive lawmakers like Bernie Sanders and Senator Elizabeth Warren. And so the situation obviously got a lot of attention. It had its own news cycle. And now we're learning more about where those tweets came from and what inspired them. We're learning that Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos expressed that he was dissatisfied in recent weeks that company officials weren't more aggressive in how they pushed back against criticisms of the company that he and other leaders deem inaccurate or misleading. What followed was a series of snarky and aggressive tweets that ended up fueling their own media cycles. Now, Bezos, of course, along with other Amazon executives, are not too happy about the fact that warehouse workers in Bessemer, Alabama, are trying to unionize. The period of time to vote to join the union has ended, and now the tallying has begun. And so we're all waiting to find out whether or not they had enough votes to join the union. But in the meantime, you have Jeff Bezos furious about the fact that articles are being published recounting what employees have gone through in regard to intimidation tactics, and also just how horrendous the working conditions are, to the point where delivery drivers, for instance, have to meet a package quota, and they feel so pressured to meet that quota that they can't even take some time to find a restroom to relieve themselves. So they're reduced to urinating in bottles and defecating in bags. And when Amazon found out about that, instead of changing the workload, they decided to punish the workers instead and threaten them if they get caught doing anything like that again. Now, with that said, some of the executives took matters in their own hands after Jeff Bezos expressed how dissatisfied he was. And so here's Dave Clark, trying to go after Senator Bernie Sanders, saying that he welcomes Senator Sanders to Birmingham and appreciate his push for a progressive workplace. I often say we are the Bernie Sanders of employers, but that's not quite right, because we actually deliver a progressive workplace. That was a jab at Bernie Sanders for not succeeding in passing a $15 an hour minimum wage. They also went after Elizabeth Warren with this tweet, responding to Elizabeth Warren's tweet that said, "I didn't write the loopholes you exploit, Amazon. Your armies of lawyers and lobbyists did, but you bet I'll fight to make you pay your share and fight your union busting and fight to break up big tech so you're not powerful enough to heckle senators with snotty tweets." And the official Amazon Twitter account responded to that by saying, "This is extraordinary and revealing." One of the most powerful politicians in the United States said that she's gonna break up a company, an American company, so they can't criticize her anymore. Obviously, they're misrepresenting what her intentions were there. But what's also amazing is that there were so many negative tweets coming from the official Amazon Twitter account that its engineers started panicking, as Ken Klippenstein reported in The Intercept. An Amazon engineer thought Amazon News had been hacked because its tweets were so unnecessarily antagonistic per internal problem ticket leaked to me. So there's Kenny Clips with all the good leaks. You should definitely check out that piece over at The Intercept.
Yeah, there's a reason why the PR departments of most companies write super generic, boring statements. One is legal. If you say anything that's an inch outside of boring, the legal department says don't do it, we're gonna get sued, etc. Right? The second reason is you don't want to draw more attention to a problem, right? Oops, well, they screwed that one up. So I guess Bezos decided it worked for Trump, so let's do it. Let's fight more aggressively. But they're not used to it, so they don't know what they're doing. So they walk right into all these bear traps. So he's like, oh, we're more progressive than Bernie Sanders. That's preposterous. Nobody thinks that. And then it makes everybody go, wait, why did they write that? That's ridiculous. And then it makes everybody go, wait, now we have to report, which mainstream media was barely reporting it at the time. Now we have to report that Bernie Sanders is the one that made you get the $15 minimum wage in the first place by putting a public pressure campaign. So this is not the thing you want to draw attention to if you're Amazon. And look, if you're on moral high ground and you want to defend yourself, I'm 100% in favor of it. But if you give your workers 5-minute bathroom breaks in Bessemer, Alabama, they explain that it takes about 5 minutes in the giant warehouse to get to the bathroom. So it's pretty much impossible to go to the bathroom in that period of time. By the way, there's a million other problems, but there's a bathroom problem for the drivers that's forcing them to urinate and sometimes defecate inside the car, right? In the Amazon bags, as Anna pointed out. There's a bathroom problem in the warehouses, but it's symbolic too of how much they're pressing their workers to squeeze every single penny out of them, right? And by the way, guys, if you don't know, that's how a public corporation works. They have to maximize profit, which leads to the most ruthless leaders that they could possibly have. And if they don't do as Bezos and other shareholders demand, well, they'll be removed. No, you must maximize profit no matter how much it hurts people. And we have nothing but ourselves to blame. I mean, go to that Elizabeth Warren tweet. She's right, she was not part of the people who wrote those loopholes, et cetera, that allows Amazon to get away with all of this. But it was her colleagues in the Senate. It was Republican and Democratic politicians that let these corporations run completely out of control. And now those machines have risen up and they rule our lives, and they generally rule the government. So this is Bezos basically saying, how dare you? I'm your boss. And I don't know if the politicians in our democracy and our government is going to fight back, but I like that the workers in Alabama are fighting back, and that's a good beginning.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.